Shalom, shalom, beloved. It's me, Angel, another saint. Is the phone a little crooked? I don't know how it's gonna look at the very end. Well, anyways, beloved, I'm gonna blow the trumpet, the shofar, a kudu shofar, for it is the Shabbat today. Forgive me for yawning, beloved. Here I go. Okay, I'm gonna get closer. Let's read Proverbs 25, Mishlei 25. We're gonna read from the Christian Standard Bible, and we're gonna read from the King James Version. Remember that there is no perfect Bible, no perfect version of the Bible, beloved. The perfect version of the Bible is written in our hearts, beloved. Okay? So, when we read, we will be able to discern, and when we need help, let us ask for help. Abba will lead us to the right people, to the right brothers and sisters. But remember that ultimately He, Yahusha HaMashiach, is our shepherd, our only teacher. Abba Yahweh, Abba Father, lets the Ruach HaKodesh, which is His Spirit, dwell in us, beloved. His Holy Spirit, His holy Nefesh. Nefesh means soul. Here we go, beloved. These two are Proverbs of Solomon, which the men of King Hezekiah of Yehudah copied. So I'll read one verse from the left and one verse from the right. So here we go. These are also Proverbs of Solomon, which the men of Hezekiah, king of Yehudah, copied out. Verse 2. It is the glory. You know what, beloved? I don't like to say certain words because as I am learning and growing in this walk, the Torah walk, you learn that certain words are not very good words. So your vocabulary begins to change. You begin to become Kodesh. as he is Kodesh. So remember that I am just a man. I am just another saint. That's it. Just another sinner saved by grace, by mercy, by his love. And that's why I love him. Here we go. Verse 2. It is the glory of Abba, it is the esteem of Abba to conceal a matter, and the esteem of kings to investigate a matter. Verse 2, KJV. It is the esteem of Abba to conceal a thing, but the honor of kings is to search out a matter. Verse 3. As the Shamayim are high and the earth is deep, so the hearts of kings cannot be investigated. The Shamayim for height, and the earth for depth, and the heart of kings is unsearchable. 4. Remove impurities from silver, and material will be produced for a silversmith. Take away the dross from the silver, and there shall come forth a vessel for the finer. Remove the wicked from the king's presence, and his throne will be established in righteousness. Take away the wicked from before the king, and his throne shall be established in righteousness. Don't boast about yourself before the king, and don't stand in the place of the great. Put not forth thyself in the presence of the king, and stand not in the place of great men. For it is better for him to say to you, come up here, than to demote you in plain view of a noble. For better it is that it be said unto thee, come up hither, than that thou shouldest be put lower in the presence of the prince whom thine eyes have seen. 8. Don't take a matter to court hastily. Otherwise, what will you do afterward if your opponent humiliates you? Go not forth hastily to strive, lest thou know not what to do in the end thereof, when thy neighbor hath put thee to shame. Make your case with your opponent without revealing another's secret. Debate thy cause with thy neighbor himself, and discover not a secret to another. Otherwise, the one who hears will disgrace you, and you'll never live it down. Lest he that heareth it put thee to shame, and thine infamy turn not away. A word spoken at the right time is like gold apples in silver settings. A word fitly spoken is like apples of gold in pictures of silver. A wise correction to a receptive ear is like a gold ring or an ornament of gold. As an earring of gold and an ornament of fine gold, so is a wise reprover upon the obedient ear. Amen. To those who send him, a trustworthy envoy is like the coolness of snow on a harvest day. He refreshes the life of his masters. As the cold of snow in the time of harvest, so is a faithful messenger to them that send him, for he refresheth the soul of his masters. The one who boasts about a gift that does not exist is like clouds and wind without rain. Whoso boasteth himself of a false gift is like clouds and wind without rain. Amen. A ruler can be persuaded through patience, and a gentle tongue can break a bone. By long forbearing is a prince persuaded, and a soft tongue breaketh the bone. If you find honey, eat only what you need, otherwise you'll get sick from it and vomit. Hast thou found honey? Eat so much as is sufficient for thee, lest thou be filled therewith and vomit it. Seldom set foot in your neighbor's house, otherwise he'll get sick of you and hate you. Withdraw thy foot from thy neighbor's house, lest he be weary of thee and so hate thee. A person giving false testimony against his neighbor is like a club, a sword, or a sharp arrow. A man that beareth false witness against his neighbor is a maul and a sword and a sharp arrow. Trusting an unreliable person in a difficult time is like a rotten tooth or a faltering foot. Confidence in an unfaithful man in time of trouble is like a broken tooth and the foot out of joint. Singing songs to a troubled heart is like taking off clothing on a cold day, or like pouring vinegar on soda. As he that taketh away a garment in cold weather, and as vinegar upon nitre, so is he that singeth songs to a heavy heart. If your enemy is hungry, give him food to eat. And if he is thirsty, give him water to drink. If thine enemy be hungry, give him bread to eat. And if he be thirsty, give him water to drink. For you will heap burning coals on his head, and the master will reward you. For thou shalt heap coals of fire upon his head, and the master shall reward thee. The north wind produces rain, and the backbiting tongue angry looks. The north wind driveth rain, so doth an angry countenance of backbiting tongue. Better to live on the corner of a roof than to share a house with a nagging wife. It is better to dwell in the corner of the housetop than with a brawling woman and a wide house. Good news from a distant land is like cold water to a parched throat. As cold waters to a thirsty soul, so is good news from a far country. A righteous person who yields to the wicked is like a muddied spring or a polluted well. A righteous man falling down before the wicked is as a troubled fountain and a corrupt spring. It is not good to eat too much honey or to seek glory after glory. It is not good to eat much honey. So for men to search their own glory is not glory. A person who does not control his temper is like a city whose wall is broken down. He that hath no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls. Amen. Let's go read it from the Cepher. These are also Proverbs of Shalomah, which the man of Yehosakiahu, king of Yehudah, copied out. It is the glory of Elohim to conceal a thing, but the honor of kings is to search out a matter. The heavens for height, and the earth for depth, and the heart of kings is unsearchable. Take away the dross from the silver, and there shall come forth a vessel for the finer. Take away the wicked from before the king, and his throne shall be established in righteousness. Put not forth yourself in the presence of the king, and stand not in the place of great men. For better it is that it be said unto you, Come up hither, than that you should be put lower in the presence of the prince whom your eyes have seen. Go not forth hastily to strive, lest you know not what to do in the end thereof, when your neighbor has put you to shame. Debate your cause with your neighbor himself, and discover not a secret to another, lest he that hears it put you to shame, and your infamy turn not away. A word fitly spoken is like apples of gold in pictures of silver. As an earring of gold and an ornament of fine gold, so is a wise reprover upon an obedient ear. As the cold of snow in the time of harvest, so is a faithful messenger to them that send him. For he refreshes the soul of his Adonim. Whoso boasts himself of a false gift is like clouds and wind without rain. By long forbearing is a prince persuaded, and a soft tongue breaks the bone. Have you found honey? Eat so much as is sufficient for you, lest you be filled therewith and vomit it. Withdraw your foot from your neighbor's house, lest he be weary of you, and so hate you. A man that bears false witness against his neighbor is a maul, and a sword, and a sharp arrow. Confidence in an unfaithful man in time of trouble is like a broken tooth and a foot out of joint. As he that takes away a garment in cold weather, and as vinegar upon nitre, so is he that sings songs to a heavy heart. If your enemy be hungry, give him bread to eat, and if he be thirsty, give him water to drink. For you shall heap coals of fire upon his head, and Yahweh shall reward you. The north wind drives away rain, so does an angry countenance, a backbiting tongue. It is better to dwell in the corner of the housetop than with a brawling woman and in a wide house. As cold waters to a thirsty soul, so is good news from a far country. A righteous man falling down before the wicked is as a troubled fountain and a corrupt spring. It is not good to eat much honey. So for men to search their own glory is not glory. He that has no rule over his own ruach is like a city that is broken down and without walls. All right, beloved, I just read Mishlei, Proverbs 25, out of the Christian Standard Bible, out of the King James Version, and out of the Cepher. Don't tell me I don't love you. Don't tell me I don't love my children. I love you. Shalom.